Of the 7 popes that have reigned since the opening of Vatican II, 3 have become saints and 1 a blessed. Pope St. John XXIII, who declared and opened the council, was canonized in 2014. His immediate successor, Pope St. Paul VI, was canonized in 2018. And then Pope St. John Paul II was canonized in 2014 with John XXIII. Meanwhile, Pope John Paul I was beatified in 2022. As we remember Vatican II in a special way this evening, it's impossible not to turn our attention to Pope St. John Paul II, who in the decades after the Council did so much to change how the Church communicates with the world. And as 2025 marks 60 years since the close of Vatican II, it also marks 20 years since the death of this beloved saint. EWTN News Magdalena Wolinska-Riedi looks at Pope John Paul II's legacy.
A także naszych sąsiadów z południa oraz zachodu, bliższych I dalszych.
His incredible charisma moved the world, and the powerful winds of change began sweeping across Eastern Europe from the very start of John Paul II's pontificate. The second longest in the history of the Church.
Gorbachev told the Pope, "I have read your documents, your encyclicals, and have come to the conclusion that something must change in Russia. I heard it with my own ears as he was leaving. Something must change in Russia, all under the influence of John Paul II's teaching."
John Paul II left an indelible mark on the world, a mark that, even 20 years after his death, remains profoundly tangible.
John Paul II changed the world, and the world that we live in today, in the shape it's in, or at least in some aspects, because of John Paul's witness, especially when he went to Poland in 1979 and inspired the people by saying, "Be not afraid," and asking the Holy Spirit to send and to change the face of this land, this Polish land.
Poland was the spark, but the Pope's impact reached far beyond the borders of his homeland, contributing to the fall of communist regimes, once thought unshakable in many other countries. Yet, danger was never far off, and the cost of freedom proved to be incredibly high. It was right here on this very spot where the shots were fired on the afternoon of May 13, 1981, and the Pope miraculously survived an assassination attempt, firmly believing that the intervention of the Mother of God saved him.
The Pope knew about the devotion to Our Lady of Fatima, but nothing beyond that. Then, while still in the hospital, the thought of the Fatima secret came to his mind. He asked for the text, kept in the Congregation for the Doctrine of the Faith, to be brought to him at Gemelli.
In a recent exclusive interview with EWTN in Krakow, Cardinal Stanisław Dziwisz, the Pope's lifelong personal secretary, revealed details of the Pope's conversations with Sister Lucia of Fatima.
She said, "What Our Lady desired and what was written in those records has been fulfilled." And as a request, she asked the Pope to consecrate Russia to the Immaculate Heart of Mary, together with the bishops in St. Peter's Square.
The Mother of God became like a mother to him after he lost his own as a child. She was the source of strength behind everything he did, especially his prayer. He prayed ceaselessly, filling his days with prayer.
His holiness was most evident in his prayer. He was a man of profound and unwavering prayer. He never displayed it openly, but those close to him could see how long John Paul II prayed.
He always ended his day with a moment of prayer. Whenever he returned to the nunciature, he would go straight to the chapel to pray, always, without exception. While others took time to refresh, eat, make calls, or rest, he placed prayer above everything else.
He prayed for the world and its people, above all, for the youth. On the last day of his life, crowds of young people gathered here in the heart of St. Peter's Square, united in prayer for him. Their voices reached his windows in the Apostolic Palace, filling him with the joy of knowing that his suffering was not in vain, but had become a legacy for generations to come.
Salve Regina.
20 years ago, the world held its breath for the Pope's death. But despite the passage of time, the presence of Saint John Paul II remains strong.
On działa. I to się widzi.
He is at work, and it is visible. People turn to God through him and receive various graces, many of them. I often advise people suffering from cancer who receive the grace of healing through the intercession of John Paul II. And these cases are so evident, so absolutely clear that there is no doubt. People are convinced that John Paul II has acted.
In Rome, Magdalena Wolinska-Riedi, EWTN News.